Okay, let's go to the best rookie in the NBA thus far. It's Ben Mathurin.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he's going to be the best rookie by the end of the year, but he's the best rookie right now. It's the confidence and the way that they play offensively. It's just tailor-made for him. He has been incredible as a driver, just a confident, aggressive driver toward the basket in that very well-spaced Rick Carlisle offense. The shooting obviously has been real. He's scoring 24 points a game, and he's coming off the bench right now. Like, they're going to start him eventually because they can't keep him out of the starting lineup. But goodness, Ben Mathurin has just been everything that I thought he was. I ranked him at 5 pre-draft. I absolutely loved Ben. I think he is a stud, and I am just excited to watch him continue to develop because all of the tools are there. Like, he is explosive. Some of the pull-up threes he made oh my goodness. Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? It's just, the confidence is endless. The skill is real. He can shoot it. He is an explosive athlete. It's just all there.
Bennedict Mathurin. He looks awesome. And it's the combination of physical athleticism for his finishing ability near the rim. Like, he hangs in there a little bit longer than you think. He handles contact well. He plays pretty large. I know he's listed at about like 6'6", but he plays a little bit larger than that when he's attacking downhill.
He's thicker and stronger than what you think he is looking at him. He carries his, what is it? It's like 215 pounds, 200 and probably, I guess maybe 215, 220. He carries it really, really well.
Yep. And he uses angles and shoulders. He's got pretty flexible hips in that way, so he can get downhill quickly. But it's the combination of that finishing ability with something that I call shooting awareness. We know he's a really good three-point shooter. He's got those cojones that I always say for the deep pull-up range and just the confidence to take those. But he's really good off screens and moving around the perimeter. And the shooting awareness comes in for every time he catches the ball, he seems to make the right decision on the move.
Yep.
Whether it's time to shoot because he's open and his man is behind him, whether it is to run through that pass and understand this is his time to curl to the basket and attack off of that closeout, or whether it's simply to, keep moving and understand how to cycle through, let somebody else get that possession and keep going. He's going to be a high-level scorer at the NBA level. I think I want to see a little bit more from the playmaking side. We talked about it, I think, on the podcast when I was a guest on during last year's draft cycle. Yeah. He got better as the season went on as a playmaker. But Arizona's offense is also very scripted because it's ball screen motion. It's pretty much the same type of read every time you're coming off. And the NBA doesn't necessarily allow you to have that consistency with what you're reading. So I want to see that next step from Mathurin. That's not to critique his game and where it's at now, but because he's already proven so good in all of these areas offensively, I'm ready to fast track the playmaking and say, can we turn this guy into a legitimate top type of option on offense?
I just want to note the Pacers are incredibly fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
They're a mess. Like, they have no chance defensively right now. Like, I was talking to a friend, and I think there's a non-zero chance that, like, this team might be one of the worst defensive teams we've seen.
Yeah.
They're going to be rough this year. But they're really fun. They play really fun games. They play up tempo. Tyrese Halliburton looks phenomenal.
Great. He's great.
Looks absolutely great. He's starting to make pull-up threes at a high level. That game last night, I mean, goodness. Like, he was just trying to get a mismatch whenever he could, and it was just step back, three, bam. Like, Tyrese is a stud. Ben is a stud. They have, like, their point guard and a wing to build around of the future. They have a wing in Chris Duarte that at least makes sense as a useful player next to them. I don't think he's a star, but I think he's someone that will at least be a rotation player with maybe starter upside if he continues to grow. Their bigs are just kind of rough.
Yeah.
Jalen Smith had a good game last night, but I'm not really a fan based off of what I've seen. Isaiah Jackson blocks shots, but like the, possession by possession defensive awareness isn't always there. Terry Taylor works his ass off. He's just small. right?
Right.
Is like a pick and roll 4-man basically.
Limited. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Goga Batadze has actually been like the big that I've liked the most in that front court, which is kind of crazy. I really enjoy these Pacers games. They've played the worst schedule, I think, in the NBA so far, because they've played the Wizards, they've played San Antonio, and they've played Detroit. I watched the San Antonio and Detroit games, and I mean, this team is going to give up like 125 a night, it feels like, and they're going to score probably 120, and it's going to be really fun.
Yeah. The last thing for me on the Pacers, I don't think there are many teams that are closer to the bottom of the NBA, maybe vying for the top of this 2023 NBA draft, that would be simultaneously a good fit for either Victor Wembanyama or Scoot Henderson. And I think Indiana has a sneaky chance to be that. Where as long as they're in the top two, they're going to be fine, because Halliburton is big enough to maybe guard the two in some stretches. The high IQ play that he has, his shooting ability off ball, would allow him to coexist with a guy like Scoot. And obviously you get Victor Wembanyama in there. That solves a lot of the defensive issues that we're seeing, while also knowing Halliburton and Mathurin can play off of him on the offensive end of the floor. So one thing that's standing out to me about Indiana and watching them play is, you inject one of those two guys in here, this is instantly probably my favorite team for the future.
Yeah. Michael Jordan noted Hackapurtle was crazy. We're going to talk about the Spurs in a minute here, kind of at the end of this thing. But Hackapurtle was not an enjoyable watch, I will say that. No. Rick Carlisle going to Hackapurtle was a choice that I would prefer nobody does again.